Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the Game War in the Pacific Admins Edition. This is my play by PBEM match against Xargun. He is allied player and for me it is Empire of Japan. The scenario 1 on game version 26B with all stock and no modifications. The first week of April is already over. You may take you one more dot bases. No enemy forces left there. It's only bring a new order without a fight. So the operations for the Japanese Army Navy are close to the end. This is the AM at the coast of Brisbane. My robot is not able to score a hit. I'm not so lucky like Xargun with his submarines, always hitting the destroyers. I think this is very special. And yeah, he's a lucky guy. Here you can also see that because there was always this information, you cannot land here, so I was not sure if it's a bug or not a bug, so I say, okay, try to land there, maybe it was only information bug, but it's really not possible. This one dot base is blocked by, I don't know, it's a bug, I would say. You can simply not make amphibious hold against the dot base, you must make maybe a parachute drop. Yeah. If this is really necessary, I don't know. Maybe I ignore it. These are my carriers. They are now in range of Tahiti. I sweep here Rockhampton and Changsha. I was not sure, maybe Xargun will maybe make a cap here, Changsha, after he makes his cap trap last turn. But he maybe already fled. I still try to slow down this retreat of the Australian forces at the east side of Australia, so that my division can maybe catch up. And this west coast of Australia, I try to damage, disable the enemy tank force. But shitty weather stopped my airstrike. Tja. Bendering, still ground attacks or airfield attacks with acceptable hits, but only acceptable. At least no flag kill so far. And this operation against the Dutch units I will maybe soon disband and say, let them come. Not so important. And now is Xargun realizing that my army is the gate of Perth, so he strike here. But his attack with this kind of Hudsons are all not really strong tactical bombers. It's all, I think, second class and support bombers or something like this. They simply have not the payload capacity. Okay, so no cap trap, but also not really anything special happened in the morning. Now we have already the afternoon. I still try to find something, but all blue report, so means you can charge them and say, ignore it. Nice for this information. I don't believe you. And this is also at the end of my range, more or less. So I try to slow them down so that my tanks can catch the Australian retreating forces out of Darwin. He has clear terrain, so I can inflict damage. And you also can see that my bombers are all coming now in the afternoon. There's a possibility you can give your air fleet the command make ground attacks in the afternoon, not in the morning. So this means you have a high likelihood of that your sweep is going in the AM phase or in the PM phase before the ground attacks. It's not a guarantee, but it's much higher chance. The negative aspect is that you really have only the afternoon phase for ground attacks. If the weather is good in the morning but bad in the afternoon, then you have no airstrike. So B-17s, they're inflicting damage. I mean, These are heavy bombers, but nothing really too special. And no, it's simply not possible to unload here. So my infantry arrive, but I'm not more sure if they will strike together with the tanks, or this is a tank only. This is, I think, still a tank only attack. I'm able to destroy the fort level and more disabled units. And here's also a Chinese unit. Follow up. Good. Retreat, but not destroyed. Bombardment here, windowing. Small casualties. Sebang. Oh! Finally, after 5 or 6 attacks, the Dutch are simply really too weak to hold here the line, and they're all retreating. Fine. So this base is now also under control. These New Zealand units are still fighting to the end. This is an empty base. And this is... I'm still waiting for the moment that more or less my dice roll is a little more successful. I have normally the attack power, and with 2 more disabled squads, maybe 2 more. This is now the Allies are making shock attack with a light horse unit, so this is a light tank unit. And yes, they're able to defeat my parachuter, but they're getting not destroyed. So everything what is not destroyed I can rebuild very quickly. The Allies shock attack here again. More equipment destroyed, but not... equipment destroyed, but not units destroyed. This is empty base. And that was a turn already. Jaffna is now level 3 for airfield, and Nomaya is airfield 8. So the day after this I get the double AV bonus for Nomaya. So I could ship out more AV to other bases in the future. Overall a very easy, slow turn, nothing really special happens. His tanks was for sure too strong, so my paratroopers cannot hold it, especially my airstrike was not really creating damage today, so yeah, but I blocked the rail for long enough, I think. Air losses very light, only 2 ops losses from my side, so no air pilot dead, this is always good. There was no sinking sound, so I don't expect here anything, so there is nothing. There was some ground attack, so I was able to kick out this Chinese unit to force them back here over the river. Now here's my armored car. So this was originally an armored car. I upgraded them already to Tanketten. So this is the lowest part. This is cars with machine gun. This is now a light tank with machine gun, but not with a gun. So only good against infantry. I think soon or maybe later they will upgrade to light tanks, but I'm not sure. Maybe they keep Tanketten. But for anti-Chinese partisan activity like this is all fine. There's not really frontline units. Good. And here is the Chinese attack, but they still fail because I fear this is a stronger one. You can see this is a real regiment. Light tanks and medium tanks. And these are already upgraded light tanks. This is not the standard model. This is up to date. You can also see that out of Changsha, the Chinese now retreating north. My own army is moving northeast, but because I have here no fully road, only half finish trail or minor road. Not this is a trail, so this is a minor road. So I can make 8 miles per day or something like this. So I need a little more time. So for sure the Chinese will normally retreat faster than I can cut them off. But this is okay. If I can take Changsha more or less without a battle, then I won the strategic situation. And the Chinese are more or less in good shape, retreating, but then they still have no supplies. And you can defend without supplies, maybe more or less, but you cannot attack. And here the Venture army is still moving, but very slow, because they also have no way to act here quickly. But in the long run, I have to maybe dispatch a unit to take care of this already broken force. Yeah, maybe only to finish this topic. I think this air wing I keep on training to let them rest, because they had lower morale because of the activities from yesterday. But you can always force your army. You can do this. You simply say navy attack and then ground attack secondary. And the secondary will be always only in PM phase. So in AM phase, this air wing try to find a navy unit, but there is no navy unit. You can also do this everywhere, and you simply say navy attack, ground attack. Then you pick if you want to make a ground attack, because it's working like this, you say navy attack, secondary ground attack, then say choose where you want bomb. Then I say I want to choose this hex. And then sometimes, not often, but sometimes it's possible that because you choose this hex is 6 away, then you will have here this range of 6. This means in a range of navy attack of 6, or a range of 6, you would make a navy attack, but simply to stop this action, you can say range of 0. So it means if there's not an enemy navy unit task force in the same hex like your airfield, then there cannot be any navy attack. But you can still make the ground attack because your target is this hex. That is a way to do this. But again, the downside is you can only make this in PM phase, so you have a higher likelihood of weather interference. So I not really do this too often, only if I know enemy cap is ready or in range or could be interfere. So my infantry arrive because the tanks simply really are able to take on this fort. There are too many units in its jungle, so I hope the infantry will take care of this. And the main body is still working on Colombo. There are 2 divisions plus I think more. But again, the HQ is only missing. So for the first attack on Colombo, there's no HQ bonus, combat HQ. So only the overall headquarter can give help. But this is also important that you always give this guy a okay land attack. So this also will help. Nothing else really to see here. It's done. There's only some British units here left. There's 1 Dutch unit. And I think this is really the only Dutch unit. Because the other one, there's still 1 guy here. Okay. But if they ever come out of the jungle, I'm not so sure. So this hex is really impossible to take. You can see it's forbidden to unload. So I cannot do anything else. There's this guys in the jungle, but I don't care because they must come out and they have no AV, and I have here a aviation support unit. And for this you need normally this kind of, Japan have many of these mini AV units with some mini engineers and support, and they are exactly for this kind of stuff. You put them in a hex where you have an airport of level 3, size 3, so that you can run torpedo bombers or long range cap, but you not really expect a lot of navy activity. So if I want maybe transfer aircraft, because if I want fly army aircraft, navy have normally the range, but army aircraft don't have the range, so I can fly from Surabaya to Kopeng, then maybe to Darwin, then I will fly to Port Moresby, and from Port Moresby I can maybe fly to Tulagi or Rockhampton. So even if you don't have the long range, you still have a distance nearly every aircraft can fly. If you check this, you can see that this one have a range of 23. That is normally aircraft is for training, not for frontline duty. So if you use this kind of stuff, 31, 28. So 28 is a very common, I think, range. These are all short range stuff. You will not really use it actively. 16, 28. Yeah. So, and up to here it is 18. To Darwin it is 30. So some bombers can fly from Surabaya to Darwin directly non-stop. Others they need a stop between. And yeah, I simply put this kind of support aviation units in this kind of bases. West Perth or Perth area, my unit getting defeated. That is okay. They are now all disabled. But again, they're all disabled. There's nothing destroyed. The rest of my unit is more or less behind. There is something destroyed. Yeah, okay. This is also sometimes the game. It's a mechanic. This was, I think, if you check it here, yeah. I'm not more sure before, but there's always a parent unit and a slave or whatever you want to call it. You can see if there's a /1, this means it's always a slave. This is a parent unit. So the parent unit can ask reinforcements. I have here 8. My slave unit have 10 disabled. But I cannot, then I can, if I check here the TOE, you always see the TOE for slave is 0, there's nothing. Because it's not the main unit. You must check it with the main unit. Then you can see, normally at 24, but I have now 18. 8 active, 10 disabled. So there are 6 missing. But only the parent unit can more or less call them in. And they will call them in. Next turn I will be normally in the hex, because I move here, 25 hex miles per day. So tomorrow the parent unit will come together with the slave unit, or second class unit, or whatever. Detachment, and then they can reform to one big unit, and then it's okay. At the same time, my Navy Guard unit is moving and will maybe arrive already tomorrow here again. So for one turn, Xargun is able to maybe rail something in or out, but only this one turn, and the turn after this I'm already back in this hex. Additionally, I have here other units also walking southeast. So I will be in this hex and this hex tomorrow. And I will be in Perth. So then there's really no railing more around. I also see here some ships, but I don't see, there's still some ships in port 31. And I still see a lot of fighters. And because of the high concentration of fighters, I cannot really active run here Navy Navy strike missions. It's too risky. And in Rockhampton east side, this is no change of situation. I still fly in my units. What is missing? Here you can see this is still the parent unit. And I still have some equipment I can transfer. So my transport airplanes are still running troop transport. And I try to bring this parachuter unit all in this hex. At the same time, I try to bring in Navy Guard units to support them. Maybe together they are strong enough to hold this. They only need hold. My division arrived in this hex already, so I can attack here tomorrow. Not sure if I will be quick enough to catch them all, or if they run away faster than I can attack, we will see. This is now wood, so airstrikes will not have very much impact on the strength of the unit, only on movement. Okay. At the same time, this Navy Guard unit is still under pressure, and there's less and less ready to fight. But a new Navy Guard unit will be soon here, but they are airstrikes, so I'm a little slow. But I also have here heavy flak, so hopefully this will help me to fight off the enemy airstrikes. Of course, they can never kill them, but they can hurt them. If the B-17 still attack me, maybe I can every strike one disable or one damage or one even killed. And that have maybe in the long run some impact. At least I cannot do much more. Cap is not working though. Good. And maybe for the future, only my carriers are nearly in striking range of Tahiti. So I don't know. Maybe I will go a little slow and refuel my ships and go only 3 hexes, and then I can be the next turn here in range of Tahiti. If there's anything to catch, my submarines don't detect any movement, so I speed in. My picking boats are here detected, so I know that he's running Navy search. My own ships are so far not detected. Or, I think this is also possible, you don't know that you're detected. That's not happen so often, but I have sometimes the feeling that the enemy know where I am. Or sometimes I also see enemies, but they're not reacting to me. So I'm not so sure if you always get the detection level, or this is also a check that you must find out that you are detected. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.